Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo channel. Thanks again to everybody for tuning in, and thank you so much for people who purchase guitars from me. I love getting those calls saying, man, I just love my guitar. It's so nice. I got a call from somebody today who bought a Ibanez Jazz box from me, and I guess the guitar is about 10 years old, but he was just called to say how much he loved it and how it looks like new and everything. And I really do work hard to find high quality used stuff. So anyway, I thought I'd offer some free information today. Here I'm using this 70s made in Japan Aria Robert Conti, really nice guitar. I'm not sure. I might just keep this one because I really like it and could really use a good archtop. I really like the wood on the top and love the tone of this. Reminds me kind of a Super 400, kind of meets an L5 tone with some Super V in there. Anyway, I just thought I'd offer some free instruction today to continue. So you always know if you come to Pokesoo channel, there's always a lot of freebies. You're always welcome to buy the guitar ladder system. But for right now, let's just talk about some free information. I want to talk about placing accents. Like you take a jazz lick like this using the diminished. Now I'm just using the half step, whole step scale. Okay. So if you place the accent, not only does it sound cool, but it's a really good way to develop technique. Okay, and you know, there's time when you're just practicing, when it's not your intention, you're not trying to play the most musical thing in the world. I believe that the disciplined practice helps kind of release what I call, the other musicians have called the unconscious release. So it's that disciplined practice, and then sometimes you'll just be jamming or playing or working on a tune and something will just pop out that sounds really beautiful and fluid. But sometimes the practice can be slightly monotonous, but that discipline is what enables you to then later have that kind of on the edge of a breaking wave creativity. And like Miles Davis and certain artists say, that's when you're really playing, is when you're risking and you're going for it. You're just letting the music come through you, so to speak. You know what I mean? So anyway, so you want to experiment with where you place accents and experiment with different ways, like do this diminished. So you could like, I could. So just experiment with placing accents in different places, and you can do like double triplets. Come up a minor third. The other minor third. It's also good to experiment with doing like all downstroke. Okay. I do believe alternate picking is super important, but so are other forms of picking. It's like Joe Pasta. You get a lot of definition. You get a lot of definition like Joe Pasta when you play with a downstroke. Also practice playing down, down, up, down, down. Because you can get some beautiful phrases that way. Here I was doing all downs. This guitar has a really interesting tone right here. Like if I do a lick like this, it just kind of like starts to kind of swell. Like it reminds me of a grand piano. But anyway, so today I was talking about the diminished riff, which is the 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. Then you come down a half step. Practice it with all downstrokes. Come up a minor third. And listen. Listen to the sound of that, you know. I like to use the arpeggio and come down scale, okay? So that's the half step, whole step, diminished scale. Hear it, it's how much it rings out when I do all downstrokes, okay? And the same thing if you do down, up, down, down. You don't get quite as much ring, but you do get a lot of nice volume and a lot of nice definition. So I totally believe in alternate picking, but alternate picking is not the end all of guitar playing. Okay, it is not. Anyway, so this is really a gorgeous. This has got the huge headstock, which I love, by the way. It's kind of like the big Super 400 type headstock, and boy, I really love this guitar. And actually, the pickup reminds me of like an old Johnny Smith type or old D'Angelico type pickup or something. Really sounds sweet. Anyway, I better stop so this downloads. But anyway, work on the diminished scale and vary where you put your accents. And just experiment with that scale. You can also do this form like this, starting on the low. I may not be at concert pitch. This is my A, starting down here. So I'm down here at F. This is a half step, hold and half. I had not played much today, so I'm not that warmed up. Boy, I really like this guitar. It just has a really beautiful tone to it. I'm going to stop so this downloads. So anyway, yeah, this is the made in Japan 70s, very rare Aria Robert Conti. From what I understand, they did not make that many of these, and some of them were made on an extremely high level, and like I said, made in very limited numbers of guitars. This is actually one of the finest sounding archtops I've ever played. And I've been playing archtop since I was 17 or 18. I'm 59, so I'm really impressed by this guitar. This is a lot of guitar. You can see the incredible, this one has incredible silking patterns. Looks like it was a quarter sawn top. And whenever you see these really nice silking patterns on the top like that, that's indicative of a really good piece of wood. And boy, this thing just sings out. Whoever made this definitely has done a lot of studying of not just acoustic archtop guitars, but also studying the art of like cellos and violins, upright basses, because it just reflects that knowledge of how to really incorporate all those different components of acoustic instrument design, which is quite a craft. So gorgeous guitar. All right, well, thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care, keep the positive faith. Ciao.